So Waller, FOMC member Waller, will be speaking at 11. So that is quite special, right? We could see a lot of different things happen out of that, but truth is, I have the same plan no matter what, right? I see the respect of this. I see that we are within. I understand that today is NFP, and I understand how the week usually tends to utilize NFP to do a complete reversal of the current weekly move. I also understand that we've made a very big gap on the upside, right? So definitely something to be on the lookout for, right? I'm talking about this fair value gap above, clearly. So I'm at least going to be looking for a movement, bullish movement, continuation, right, towards buy side liquidity. But if SMT forms at a key area, especially coming up close to that 11 a.m. News event, then I understand how we can interact with that level. So I'm just going to have my SMT on my other screen. I do have an SMT layout, showcase you guys. It's just all time adjusted. They all go in the same time frame. And I have that. I'm actually going to remove the indicators for now, but I use this for SMT. I'm just going to move it aside so that I can see everything, and we are going to dive down into this chart now. I'm putting myself some music as well. Because I am recording this, I don't want to put music on the Discord call specifically. So sadly, you guys will not be able to hear that music. Maybe I can make myself my own bot and fix that problem. Am I streaming my sound? Sorry. There we go. How are we all feeling this morning, guys? As always, just waiting for that 9:30 open, right? Groovy. Love to hear it. If you guys want to know the extent of my pre-market analysis, it is extremely, extremely simple. Oh, I need to remove that. What do I see? Well, today's NFP day, so that's it. That's all I'm looking at, right? And on NFP day, what happened? I'm going to look at my intraday chart. What do I have? I have no SMT at the lows for intraday movement, right? So I understand that the lows could still be a target, but I did have SMT before the news. So I understand that the news did not need to form SMT. So let me just actually move this for a sec. So what I'm seeing is a clear bullish reaction, right? I feel like that's a little hard to miss. And yes, NFP formed already a great part of the move, but I do still want to see price head to these relative equal highs. And if I mark this out as well, let's just mark it out as what it is. And then I also see price going to the previous SMT and probably even continuing higher, right? But for now, simple objectives, previous day high, and then I can see Wednesday high also be hit on ES. So I have these levels plotted. Very simple plan. I want to see more upside. Can we see a retracement to this 15-minute fair value gap, specifically at 9:30 open? 100%. Am I going to be interested in shorts? Not until we invalidate said gap, right? So unless we invalidate this gap, I'm not going to be considering shorts at all. Makes sense? By the way, at any point in time you guys have questions, type in chat, right? I'm going to be looking at chat very aggressively. Looks like SMT at a low of day potentially. Yeah, Yeah, definitely what we were looking at in the 15-minute chart, right? If I just have this up, let me just remove the automatic OTE for now. I've been messing around with some new 2 degrees indicators. I love the new update to the liquidity depth, but I'm not used to it yet, so I don't have it on my charts. But as you can see right here, very, very simple SMT. Here, I'm actually gonna add that liquidity depth. Let's mess around with it. I don't really, Emil. I don't drink coffee every day, but once in a while, I like my morning coffee. It starts the day well. It tends to be on the first trading day of every week, where I just set myself up, wake up at 6 a.m., take my coffee, take a walk with my dog. But not this week. This week it is for our tape reading live streams. It doesn't do shit to me, Emil. It really, caffeine does not do shit to me. Like, no matter what, I could take 5 coffees. I actually take coffees like Europeans do for dessert. Jump in a lake? Fuck yeah. Gotta get back to Slovenia, dude. I want to use one setup for life. New York days. And let's remove these. Let's have 10 set up. By the way, liquidity depth indicator is fucking amazing. 545. Pause, never die. So for now, what are we doing? We're just waiting for 9:30. So does it not work? Because I'm interested in trying it to grind. What do you mean, Terrell? Coffee? I mean, I don't know. I don't have a reaction to caffeine. If you want to know the truth, back in the day, when I used to go out quite a bit, right? Before I'm talking 2.5 years ago, right? I would always drink Red Bull, and I'd end the night with like having down 15 Red Bulls and nothing. And I actually asked my doctor at some point because I was like, bro, that's fucked up. I shouldn't be taking that much caffeine. And they said that the effects do not really affect people with a very quick metabolism as much. Yeah, see, just like Brian is saying, it's just like it depends based on who you are, what your body is. And it's very simple. To me, it does not do much. Just like alcohol. It takes a lot of alcohol to get a little Ollie drunk. Wait till I get older. Yeah, you're right, Chris. Once I get older and that metabolism starts to slow down, 100%. So wait, so liquidity depth provides me with this. Let's have that set up for the 1 minute though. Or here, just chart. But if I just look at this, I have PM highs set up here. I wonder how they're set up. It might be just because of my time frame that they're running on. As I said, I didn't go enough in depth into it yet, but I really do love that indicator. I'm gonna have it plotted for actually candle and 1 hour. So I wanted to showcase to me 1 hour highs and lows and how we interact with them. Let's just do previous 10 liquidity pools. So if they're rated, they stop extending, and if they're not, they keep extending. Right, so we've definitely rated a lot, but as I said, right, targets being higher. I'm gonna set up this chart as my 1 hour, and as you can see, higher time frame power of 3 Pro Plus showcases me my 4 hour. Yes, sir, Emil. All right, so we have 9:30 open. As I said, for me to look for a trade at all, I have it on another screen. I'm not going to be sharing necessarily what I'm trading when I'm trading to you guys. That's for a very simple reason. It's that I can't, right? I don't want to start getting into problems with props, and that is the kind of stuff that they don't like to see. So I'm not going to be sharing specifically that. But we definitely see a nice reaction to the upside. As I said, I want to see those equal highs above, right? That's the plan. That's the target. That's the objective. I want to see these. I'm going to plot them on my NQ chart as well. Which means that I need to see some sort of low be formed. Now, is this a Judas swing? No. We see immediate rebounds here in that volume imbalance. That could be enough to just bring us to those highs, because as you can see, we are in semi-relative close proximity to it. Now, if I see some sort of retracement form, right, as we see, we could form a 15-minute swing point, then we could see us go down to that gap and form a 10 a.m. reversal to go to the upside, which I'm just going to have that vertical line plot. So right now we're just chilling. So, as you can see, I marked out important engineered liquidity, like people like to call it, just relative equal high levels and retracing into a discount of a recent range. Also, NFP formed a large wick, and if I just plot consequent encroachment of that wick right here, see us revisiting midnight open, form a nice open, low, expansion to a high, retracement, and continuation. For now, the idea is to go form a low to then long. And as I said, I won't be considering any short ideas up until we invalidate this 15-minute fair value gap, if we do invalidate this 15-minute fair value gap. So we did go get that liquidity. Now, as I said, I want to see this form a low. If we invalidate this gap, we're going to start going a little bit lower. We seem to be pushing through it for now. We'll have to see, right? I want to see this 5-minute order block hold. That would be the best play for longs, but we just inverted this gap and we seem to be, for now at least, pushing lower. We'll have to check. By the way, we're always talking about time frame alignment, right? I'm going to plot this order block now that we've invalidated this gap. Beautiful reaction. And see how this 5-minute top wick just aligns with this block right here of consecutive down close candles. Always aligns no matter what. How's sound, by the way, guys? Can you hear me all right? Awesome. All right, almost an immediate rebalance here. As I said, I want to see a nice swing low form here and then deliver to my equal highs above. That is the main plan for now. If not, I could see it retrace lower to that fair value gap, but still going to be looking for longs here. Short-term SMT is present, right? I didn't explain my layout for the more newer players. It might be a little confusing. I have ES right here in the 1-minute chart, NASDAQ in the 1 minute. Then I have my 15 to my right, 5-minute here, and hourly with 4-hour power of 3. All NASDAQ showing ES for SMT. As you can see with 930, we have clear SMT at this low. That is beautiful. That is exactly what I want to see. But now I need to see NASDAQ catch up, right? Because as you can see on ES took out its swing higher, right? 930 open already has been taken out. I do want to just plot the equivalent to my equal high, right? Because we are getting very close to it. See, like right now, there's SMT at my objective. Now, can NASDAQ still catch up and keep expanding to the upside? 100%, right? But I do understand there is important SMT at the moment. So that brings my idea down in probability, right? It doesn't make it invalid that we are going to go to these highs. It just makes it so now we don't have to. So like, for example, this is technically a breaker block, but I want to see a confirmation with NASDAQ breaking above it, not rejecting that level, rejecting New York Open. that is extremely bearish. SMT on the highs, intraday SMT on the highs. We seem to be trading between inefficiencies at the moment, right? It's kind of weird for me to switch up from last time we did this. I was live trading, right? And well, I don't know if you guys remember, everything's available on my YouTube under live trading charts. But back in the day, I would always call out my trades and actually be trading on my chart. So it's a little weird for me now to not give out any type of trade ideas. But if you do want to know, I already traded along and have taken out a contract out of it. All right, because if you see this movement, that's already 60 handles. I'm never going to be in a trade for that long and not even have any sort of money out of that trade. Now, definitely NASDAQ is showing extreme signs of being bearish, right? Not even able to take out that 930 high. ES has taken out my objective, so I can treat NASDAQ as if it has, right? So definitely not what I wanted to see, but I mean, the objective has been hit, right? We also have a retracement to midnight. Let's see how this 15-minute inefficiency treats us. As I said, if we do invalidate this inefficiency, I'm going to switch up completely and have some short ideas to go target the equal lows right here. If I just, where there is presently SMT pretty much. I'll just mark it out as sell side liquidity. But my goal remains now at bullish, probably 950 to 1010 reversal. We are moving this morning. Sorry, I just noticed, but this move right here is 120 handles in 3 minutes. We are moving. Good morning, Joe. Glad to have you with us, brother. Be happy. I want you to be happy. Forming a swing point here would be nice. But I mean, I want to see bullishness, but what do I see? I see a consolidation, and I see us currently manipulating and very, very bearish for the moment, at least for NASDAQ, right? And we do seem to be forming a lot of SMT to the downside. So at some point we will reverse, but it will not be based on price. It will be based on time. So as I said, I'm looking for some sort of 10 a.m. reversal, possibly. We'll have to see from that specifically. As we always see in our PA reviews, right? What are we always looking for when we review the day? And I'm like, okay, well, see, we were very bearish on the open, but we look for a 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. reversal. And how do we confirm these ideas? With SMT, with a confirmation of order flow, which means invalidating offside arrays. So invalidating a fair value gap, forming bullish order blocks. Too long, this is what I now need. Because as you can see on the 15-minute, I clearly need to form a swing point if I want to start going up. Wow. Spotify is sending noise to my Discord and blocking my voice. That's awesome. We have our 15-minute candle closing here at 9:45. I like to do these, have a little line here to understand that I want to see it close below this 15-minute fair value gap for any short ideas. Clearly seem to be looking at a framework like we had, what was it, early August, I remember. I don't remember the news we had, but we clearly did a news framework, right? So I have right here plotted of my highs and lows from 9:30. These are what we call data highs and data lows. So I'm just gonna mark this out as data lows. And I'm working on a framework for this. I don't want to speak on it too much right now, as it is far from being completed, right? So I just don't want to give you guys false information or incomplete data. But whenever the news that tend to run on site, so I'm talking FOMC, I'm talking NFP, not FOMC, sorry, I'm talking, well, one stage of NFP, one stage of FOMC, NFP, CPI, PMI, all these inflation rates, they tend to run on site. And so, on with that thought process in mind, right, when they don't form a fair value gap, so right now did not form a fair value gap, I tend to look for a rate setup. So taking out one side to go target the other, but I'm still studying this setup to see the consistency, gain some more data on it. So I don't want to speak on it too much, as I said. Now this could be a swing. Clearly SMT, right? As you can see from the swing points here and here. We have SMT present, we have a swing. What is our other criteria? I want to see the invalidation of an offside array. And best case scenario, I don't want to see us invalidate this 15-minute fair value gap. We have a few minutes until 9:45, so we'll have to see. Definitely on the 1 hour, right? Retracement into an inversion fair value gap. The only thing is that once you dive into the 4 hour, as you can see here, and if I just look at the 4 hour chart very quickly, you'll notice that what we did is retrace to a premium of our range. Retrace into a premium into our premium inefficiency, our 4 hour order block right here. So do we need to go up? Not at all. Do I want to see upside delivery? Yes. But I do understand that from now we can keep going down. Although, respecting this 15-minute gap like this, forming a swing, if we invalidate this array, then that is very nice for bullish ideas, right? Will all depend on this specific array. You guys are quiet this morning. Nice to see you come in numbers, though. Haven't done one of these in a while, and with the time I'm spending developing the app, I won't be able to do many of these. But I'm thinking I can at least do one every 2 weeks, probably basically having 1, 2, 3 a month is the goal. Just some days being here, tape reading with you guys. Hoping can be helpful. And of course, if you have any questions at all, don't be scared to ask. I'm here for that. Just taking in your thought process. Yeah, I mean that's the main value here, right? It's not about what I see on that specific day, because I'm not going to be here every day. It's about what I'm thinking, and more specifically, how do I come to these conclusions, right? That's the real value in all my PA reviews, all my weekly outlooks, and now this. It's not that I'm telling you where it's going that week, which I am. And this week, right, I wanted to see bullish, and I forgot, honestly, during the weekly outlook, first week of the month, everything. If you're bullish, you expect an open low. So opening low, and now NFP expanding to the highs was the main plan. But the real value is not in that. As I said, it is definitely in the thought process, the logic I utilize to come to these conclusions. So we have not invalidated the 15-minute fair value gap, which is a little hard to visualize if you look at the 1-minute chart, but if you see the 15 like this. But we very rarely form a swing point this far away from the low. So I'm technically not really looking for a continuation to the upside from this tiny move. I really want to get that confirmation from invalidating this array. And if we do get that, right now we seem to be respecting CE. So I want to see us invalidate this and push higher. Get the fair value gap flipped and flip that order block. Exactly, Chris. Right now, I'd want to see one of these two gaps respected, so I'm just going to combine them together. I tend to do that just for ease of plotting reasons. This would be considered a low risk buy. It is not my model, but it is a low risk buy, and I'm pretty sure that if we align it with standard deviations, it would make sense. Almost reach 4 standard deviations actually. If we look at the standard deviations of the breaker block, we'll see that we are within the reversal zone. So definitely something to spot here. If we push to the upside, now would be the time. It would be the clean move right now. ES definitely pushing very nicely. If we look right now at the buy side of New York Open, very, very clean. But NASDAQ having a little bit of a hard time catching up. I'm gonna plot that same gap. Need Indy for that? Some point. Some point. It's just very simple. I don't want to be making indicators of things that people already did. And yes, a bunch of people already did opening prices, but not this clean and not with daily separators. Well, daily. I utilize them for daily. Not with clean historical adjustable sessions. So that was something new. That was something that can actually be useful, right? And if I look, I was talking about the liquidity depth indicator. I love that indicator. I'm not going to make an indicator that does the same thing because I cannot top it. It's that simple. So because of that, I won't be making any sort of liquidity indicator related to these specific levels, these specific types. So it's just, I don't want to take my time to bring something useless to the space. So something that people have already made, something that people do not need necessarily. By the way, I did enter along off this gap, but I'm already break even. I don't want to be risking anything until we invalidate this gap. Let's just have you focus on the butt. Some point, sure. And yes, Dylan, well spotted. Yes, 5-minute BISI above. Basically, for me, it's very simple. If we invalidate this gap, we can basically, it is confirmation to the idea to the upside. If we don't invalidate this gap, it is very simple. I see my 15-minute and I understand we're going for data low sell side liquidity. No need to make it more complicated than that. Now, can we consolidate for a bit until we start the AM, right, New York Open macro? Sure, we can. Best case scenario, we would form SMT with the swing, which we clearly are not looking like we are at the moment. Let me just plot those N walks up here. And let's actually remove the new day opening gaps during NFP. Where are my new week opening gaps? Higher. Taking out this swing. As I said, I'm going to look at these gaps, but definitely looks more bearish than anything else to me. We are on the sell side of the curve, and I do anticipate we will revisit this buy side liquidity before the end of the day. But we do have some sell side objectives currently, right? We are not respecting bullish arrays for now. Well, I mean, I might be talking too quick, right? Looking at this gap, beautiful immediate rebounds, bearish though. Very simple. Yes, not so bearish, but we still had the reaction lower, respecting our premium arrays, our premium bearish arrays. So definitely hard to frame any sort of long idea at the moment. It's mainly short ideas that come to mind. It's always a question of what's the highest probability, right? And what do we see? Well, just have my 945 plotted, 15-minute candle, open high. So what is more probable, long ideas or short ideas? Well, short ideas, right? So now I'd like to see a confirmation by putting that up and then breaking these lows. There were multiple bearish unicorns, by the way, along the way. When I do tape reading, I don't note them specifically. Why? Because today I want to see that long. Am I that interested in the short? Not really. That first leg was very nice, but that second leg is definitely lower probability. In this specific instance, we left a big consolidation, even though we closed it with SMT. Basically, right now, ES was beautiful. NASDAQ is having a little difficulty catching up. That's what I'm noticing. So, to me, that basically frames manipulation other side of the curve, right? The first side of the curve. So if we take out these data lows, take out the sell side forming SMT, maybe we could have a nice long opportunity. And as I said, revisit these highs before the end of the day. But I won't be there for that. For me, it's very simple. I look for a trade in the morning, and I tend to be done for the day after that morning trade. Pretty much no matter what, 90% of the time. Sometimes I really don't have a clean morning, and then it leads to me trading the PM, but I usually just don't have time to be trading the PM. Let's see if we form an order block with SMT here. So having NASDAQ take out this low, right, respect an order block, form a new order block, having respect of an order block here. That'd be interesting to see. TGIF was valid for this week. Well, you know what? Let's look. We have the high here. Just want to plot the right high. So Monday right here, we had a bank holiday. And let's plot low of week correctly and have these TGIF levels up. Yep, this morning we did indeed have our 20 to 30% retracement, and yesterday as well we had a nice retracement into the weekly range. So yeah, TGIF valid, especially when you have early news like 8:30 news, right? High impact news, of course. You tend to see that TGIF form the manipulation of the day. So in this specific case, what I see is not what I wanted to see, right? In my pre-market analysis, I wanted to see exactly what NFP made, but I wanted to see a retracement followed by an expansion higher. You guys know, you were there, right? I wanted to see retracement into expansion higher, but this does not seem to be what we are currently doing. You have to adjust to market conditions, right? I have my idea of what I want to see, but I'm always adjusting to what's the most probable. And currently, the most probable is a continuation to the downside, clearly. Now, I want to see actually ES take it out, right? I don't need NASDAQ to take it out, or vice versa, right? SMT. But I need one of them to at least trade lower. Right now, it barely touched it. Let's just mark this out as lower time frame ERL. External range liquidity. So we did take it out. Currently SMT there, very near proximity here, so could definitely take a second and have a continuation here on NASDAQ, leading to a continuation. Right, you have a fair value gap on ES here that we could respect and push high, continue lower with. But SMT form here, if I see some sort of order block form, that would be nice. But truth is, if you look at the 5-minute chart right here, definitely having a close this low into a candle, that is not what you want to see if you want to see upside delivery. So sticking with data lows and the sell side liquidity rate, current low of day right now, that's what I'm seeing. So we formed high of day with our TGIF 4-hour order block right here. It's kind of hard to spot since I don't have it on this chart, so I'll plot it up for you guys. Here, I'll actually plot it like this. Let's call it this, and let's call it minus order block 4-hour. 12-minute has a higher probability order block just above data lows. 12-minute. How often do you look at the 12-minute, Ollie? Never. I'm sorry, dude. Yeah. All right. We could indeed. Nothing personal, Chris. It's just really, I tend to stick to my stuff. I like my things. And for me, it's very simple. I don't mess around going into 20 different time frames. For you, that might be the 12-minute. For me, that's the 15. I love this motherfucker. And as you can see, like, yeah, I do look at other time frames, but truth is, I don't use them. Little sad I didn't notice a 4-hour order block because forming SMT once my objective was met on ES, right? Those equal highs I was looking for in NASDAQ was definitely beautiful. Would have been nice to have that bearish unicorn right there. It was a beautiful rise model that I unfortunately missed. Went by this morning. Haven't done one of these calls in a while. Yeah, exactly. Exactly as you say, right? I use the 15, you use the 12, just like I use my 15. All right. I'm not plotting it, guys, but you do see that, yeah, right, through the drawing of the ERL, you do see there is currently SMT on the lows. But, I mean, 10 a.m. coming up right here and not invalidating this array, we could see us close below this gap, right? We have, what, 2 minutes left? Yeah. So 2 minutes left, close below this gap, open high, 10 a.m. opens high into that inversion fair value gap, right? Once we close below it, and then continue lower to our daily lows. That would be a beautiful framework to see. Definitely. What prices are these? So volatile this morning, it's crazy. Looking at the 5-minute, because if I'm framing an open high at 10 a.m., yeah, retracement into this new fair value gap we just made, order block that aligns with my inversion fair value gaps, right, from just before. So whenever I say that I want to see this gap be respected, this is an important gap to me. Well, it will be important even if it's invalidated, right? It will also frame ideas to the downside if it's invalidated. That's a gap I want to utilize. I will plot my data lows quarters on the bottom wick. See how we dig down into those. Whenever I see a big wick, a big gap, I like to utilize these. Now all we have to see is that 10 a.m., that next candle over. We did invalidate the SMT, but as you can see to the left, well, actually, currently we don't have SMT, I believe. Yeah, clearly NASDAQ is lower, but we need to wait until NASDAQ takes out these data lows before having actual SMT. That would be some very clean SMT, right? At a key level, frame everything. I am framing ideas for a reversal, but as I say, at any point in time where I'm trading reversals, I am not going to turtle soup this. I'm going to wait for confirmations to give me ideas about that 10 a.m. reversal. I'm very clean right now. As we just saw, SMT form here. All right, that's why I plot the same levels with the same colors on ES and NQ. So I know that my first line on ES is data lows, and I know my second line is the current low of day with sell side liquidity. All right, let's see how we interact with these new gaps we just formed. Definitely nice bearish delivery for now, but we do live this consolidation above, right? What's up, Emil? Seen some nice bearish delivery for now. Currently CSMT at a key level, but we did induce the current lows of day, so would like to see us take those out definitely, but not the cleanest reversal. If we do flip that open, right, open low and validate this gap, form my breaker block right here, that would be my rise model bullish reversal that I'd be looking for. But as I just said a second ago, we need to see confirmation, because after the point that we invalidate this gap, it's very hard for me to frame any longs at all. More so framing shorts. ES is the more bullish asset. Let's see how we interact with this fair value gap specifically. I'm going to plot it out for you guys. I tend to just visualize these gaps and not draw them out. So it's hard for me to be streaming here and actually remember to draw them out for you guys. Because I just say, oh, I'm looking at this fair value gap. Well, if I don't have it drawn, it's kind of hard for you guys to visualize. Sweet. Yeah, nice audience here. Nice to see you guys here. These live charting events have always been more on the popular side, right? You have some action in general. Left chart is 15-minute demo trading. Sharing executions, love to see it. But yeah, as I said, very hard to frame longs right now, especially after this nice balance price range we just made, right? Aggressive buy side delivery, hitting our premium array, higher time frame SMT, right? Which I'm just gonna plot out right now. Not very precise at all, but with our higher time frame objective and then very aggressive sell side delivery, definitely harder to frame any sort of longs at the moment, as I said. So gonna need some extra confirmations to look for a long, like respecting this gap, going to invalidate, respecting this order block, sorry, going to invalidate this gap. That would definitely be a start. I'm gonna remove this data level because we have taken it out on NASDAQ. We also fully filled this wick, so I'm going to remove these quarters, try and keep the charts clean. This is now an inversion fair value gap as well. I do want to mark this out. 15-minute discount reached on ES. Yep. So ES did reach the discount of the intraday expansion, right? So yes, you can see it on a 15-minute. I see it on a 1-minute, and I know my range, right? So we have reached a discount, but NASDAQ is very bearish. Right, as we said from open, right? What do we see? We see ES being kind of bullish, NASDAQ being very bearish. So we have to wait for a lot of confirmations before considering any sort of longs. But when they fall, they both fall. That is the only thing consistent at the moment, is that bearish delivery is very consistent between assets, very correlated on the downside. So I do kind of expect us to invalidate the current SMT, go to that current low of day, right? I'm going to mark this out actually as what it is. It's kind of hard for me, as I said, to frame any sort of longs. If you look at the 4-hour candle here, what did we do? We retraced to a premium, more specifically to our premium 4-hour order block, and re-expanding, what is that, 200 handles? Yeah, 200 handles to the downside, 250 handles to the downside. We seem to be going for that invalidation of this gap, so maybe. One thing you have to keep in mind whenever you're waiting on these charts is patience. I'm chilling here. I have some music in my ears. This tends to help me calm me down. I'm listening currently to Feeling Good by Michael Bublé. That is one fucking song that will get you hyped any fucking moment. I feel like shit. I put this song on and I'm still vibing to that fucking jazzy music. I have very simple taste in music. I want music that makes me happy. I just scroll on TikTok. Cho, I'm sorry, I love you, dude, but that is fucking brain dead. I'm cooked. Yeah. You can't have those. I don't even have TikTok. Well, actually, that's not true. I downloaded it to see the Rice clips provided by Emil here. So we do take some clips. Emil makes some clips from the PA reviews, the weekly outlooks, all of that. So that is the only reason why I have the app, is to see how these clips have been doing. You can see it in official links, by the way, Cho. All official media, social media are there. By the way, I did mark this out. We did just form SMT at this low. But as I said, current low of day is the current objective. But ES taking it out, I mean, that's pretty clean. Definitely. I do want NASDAQ to catch up, though. Because higher time frame SMT, just understanding how divergence work. I know that ES doesn't want to go visit these lows, but I need to see NASDAQ take out this current low of day for me to frame any sort of high probability bullish objective. So A plus. A plus would be I need to take low of day here while the other one doesn't, and then I can start looking to frame longs. Basically create a real 4-hour low. Right now we do have some local SMT, right? From this line you can see it. But definitely not best case scenario here. Oh, we seem to be forming, we could be forming a bullish order block right here. So this could be something. Down the road, we've got a long, long way to go. SMT, this is a breaker block right here. If we inverse this gap, we do have a rise model. But I'd like to see it take current low of day still. So not the highest probability trade, looking for framework like this. And now we also have SMTs at the highs. What do I always say about this stuff? When there's SMTs on both sides of the range, we are consolidating. So we might just be redistributing this gap to continue lower, but currently consolidating, so definitely not interesting for me to engage with. Need to wait for clearer structure. That structure will come. One thing that is consistent with the markets is that opportunity is always present. Wick didn't take data lows, but now that body is respecting CE of that order block. SOH. What does SOH mean? Search and destroy? Sit on hands? That's awesome. But yeah, pretty much exactly what I said, right? Sometimes you just gotta wait for more additional insight into what's going on. Because I can frame shorts and I can frame longs. So first of all, low probability because I can frame both sides of the range, but also both setups that I can frame, both long and short setups I can frame, are currently low probability. Longs are low probability because we induce current low of day, so I can see us taking this sell side before going for a long. And shorts are low probability because we're so deep in the range and we don't necessarily have to take out that current low of day. So whenever this happens, you just wait. Basically, I'm waiting for that low of day to be taken out, or for us to create more bullish structure that can bring additional confluence to that long idea. Seem to be respecting the order block right now, creating bullish structure. We'll see. Basically, it's a position. Yeah, no position is a position. Exactly, Chris. But it's a place where I'm not going to be mad at missing the long if it leaves without me because it's too low probability. And if I wanted to short, well, the short was right on open, right? We had a rise model right here, unicorn, bearish breaker block right here, and overlapping fair value gap, retesting open in our premium. So we had our bearish opportunity. Nice to hear that, Emil. Nice to hear that. That fucking cat gif next to the chart is next level crazy. Come on, go get it. There we go. All right, that's a nice push. I want to see an aggressive close from this candle. Tired of seeing price consolidate. But as I said, redistribution in this gap, you expect some sort of consolidation accumulation. Now let's see us have an aggressive close on this candle so we can dig through this liquidity and head for current low of day. That's the current objectives, current move. I'm looking for that. He has a lot in his bag. What do you mean, Emil? Gift master? I don't have that much. I guess my favorite. Wait, let me try and find it since we're just waiting on price to do something. My favorite and the most overused GIF I have. Oh yeah, and I'm not even I'm gonna let the people on YouTube watching this recording sweat it, right? Because they don't have access to the chat. This is our community. People who are here live get the main value. If you're on YouTube and you wanted to see this live, you wanted to have access to chat, had to be there. Let me give it a hot dog. Okay, dude, you had to go there. You just had to. Wow, that is fucked up. As I said, I want to see aggressive close. I want to see the next 13-second push us through here. Beautiful. Aggressive delivery. We are heading towards those initial data low and current low of day on ES, so could see something happen there. Definitely for me, I want to see current low of day now. After the redistribution from this gap, and then we can frame probably some sort of 1030 reversal, or maybe we'll see a classic sell day, right? As I said, I'm looking for longs, but I don't want to predict price. I want to react to it. Yes, that seems counter intuition, right? I'm forgetting the actual word for it, but it seems to be counter what you think. You want to catch a reversal, yes, but you want to catch a reversal that confirmed to you that it's a reversal. For that to happen, I need to see clear structure. As I framed, right, when I wanted to see, if I wanted to see price go out higher here, had to form that breaker and validating this inverse fair value gap. I don't like boys. What do you mean? Oh, that GIF is on point, Chris. I just saw it. I like you unalive. Emil, what the hell are you saying? Some new people will see this and they won't understand the fact that this is a joke, right? And trust me, I have personal experience with how far you can push a joke before the main group. I was in school and I was in the same class for a long time, so I was very friendly with the people in our class. And we had a private group pretty much. And we just had fun one day because we were looking at the Second World War during history. So we had fun and we said we were going to bring tanks and we were naming tanks and planes from the Second World War. We said we were going to bring these to school. So basically, we were just before school, and we said, I'm going to pull up with that fucking Panzerfaust, which is basically a weapon from the Second World War, German weapon. So we had all that stuff, and we were just fucking around, and we ended up, yeah, Alien, an actual friend for school, yeah, we got pulled up, a bunch of cops, all that stuff. So definitely be careful when you fuck around with serious stuff. It was a dumb kid mistake, but definitely not nice to see. By the way, we did not take out current low of day. I still want to see that. Yeah, the Panzer Terrell. So we had the cops come over because some girl that didn't like us told her parents. But I do understand why they came, right? Looking back at it, it's like you have to take these kinds of threats seriously, always. So I do understand it. It was just quite unfortunate, set of events. But yeah, Chris, we don't talk about how I hurt my leg, all right? And I didn't break it, I fractured it. Alright? It's part of the game. Fractured my fucking how do you say that? Rotula? Your disc on your knee pretty much. I'm forgetting how that's called in English. Right? You guys gotta remember first language is not English, so sometimes some of these more precise words, I just don't know them. Kneecap, yeah. That's pretty straightforward. Thanks for putting me on the spot, Joe. It's pretty funny actually that I didn't know kneecap. Same idea, right? First confirmation, invalidating this array, but still, not taking out current law of day makes this idea very low probability. But yeah, I did mess up my kneecap, and Chris, no, we are not going to revisit why that happened, alright? Basically, Matt knows. With my friend group, we pretty much have a friend's birthday every single month. We are so spread out with our birthdays. So it means that pretty much I go out to for a birthday event like once a month or once every 2 months. So because of that, now that I'm in my grind, right? Because of that, I don't go out at any point in time outside of that, usually. But it does mean that I get I have fun. And when I have too much fun, well, last time I messed up my leg. Ended up going to Mexico on a trip, right? I left, I don't remember, it was in July. I left to Mexico on a trip and I had my leg all fucked up. Thankfully, as I got back, it got better, so that felt real nice. Definitely some fucking around going on right now. Can't seem to want to take current law of day, but as I said, sitting on my hands until that level is taken. Now you remember it, Emil. Definitely has some nice stories. But it always goes back to the same thing. What's the point of trading if you're not enjoying that? And I'm spending, if we're talking percentage of revenue, I am not spending shit. It is crazy how I don't spend much. But if we're talking about actual money, I do spend quite a bit of money, right? And we're talking about money that is a lot for anyone, right? Even for me that have now been trading and have been blessed enough to make a lot of money from trading, it's still a lot of money to think about 1, 2 grand, right? So when some months I just spend 4 grand because I had a friend's birthday, we went to the club, I had some things to buy also for myself, for my family, for some personal reasons that I do not wish to share. Uh, but it does mean you're spending a lot of money, and it's kind of hard for me as newly having money to adjust to basically spending it, right? Always thinking about that kind of stuff. It's kind of hard to see 1 grand as not a lot of money. But I guess you have to adjust to the fact that you think in percentages at some point. If you guys are in here this early, you'll get it. Once we get there, you'll get it. All I can suggest is study the PA review, study my thought process, how do you get there, the model, everything is available for free. And yes, if you do need a little extra hand holding, I am opening another mentorship group this autumn, actually. Well, if we have enough people. We currently seem to have 3 people, maybe a fourth, but I need at least 5 people for me to be worth making a group, and up to a maximum of 15 people. We need a Rise GIF. I was actually thinking of asking a friend that draws to make me a few small animations with Rise, forming like kind of like a Rise persona. By the way, if we do have a Rise persona, it is a fucking panda. I gotta respect my OG. My OG name was Panda, so I gotta respect that. Just forming some sort of small branding animations. That would be some nice OG stuff. Sorry, but right now we're pretty much just watching paint dry. Right now, framing some sort of 1030 reversal. Could see 1030 head towards low of day and then form some sort of reversal there. That's a nice panda gif. Still framing the same thing, right? I want to see price go lower. Low of day is the objective. Could be a nice swing point. Again, same thing as I said here. I want to see aggressive now so that we can finally head to that low of day that we induced 20 times. Exaggerating, of course, but I want to see that. Nice 5-minute delivery, right? Looking at this fair value gap. The reason why I'm not commenting so much on price right now is for the simple reason that, as I said, I want to see this level taken out. Until this level is taken out, I have no high probability objectives. So why would I take some mental energy looking at how price react to certain levels? I'm just drawing a few things since I'm currently live streaming, right? But other than that, the only thing I'm looking for is that level to be taken out, and then I can frame some sort of long opportunities. Even if it's a retracement opportunity, then I want to see us frame that. So I'm just waiting for these things to align. This is not aggressive at all. We're probably just going to keep consolidating for a bit. But until this level gets taken out, I don't want to waste any of my mental space, I guess, mental energy to look at how we're respecting this, because they're never going to lead to a trade idea in this specific context. I've been tagged in general. Who's talking to me in general? Oh, that's an everyone tag. Good stuff, though. Good stuff. Still getting used to getting back to live streaming, as I said. It's kind of hard when you're just watching paint dry, waiting for a level to be taken out. Whatever, say. Nice to see you. As I just stated, we're watching paint dry, waiting for current low of day to be taken out right now. It's kind of hard trying to keep you guys entertained here. Why can't we see your face? Because I am laid down on my chair right now with my coffee. That is why. I could actually set up my camera for some other time. I just noticed that sharing my camera doesn't often lead to that. But yeah, sure. Why not? Let me find it. If I can. Where is it? Oh, it's it fell below my screen. I want to see the panda PJs. Nah, I'm not in a PJ. I actually need to go put a shirt on, so give me a second here. I don't wear shorts, guys. I don't like shorts. 1K members and face reveal? Oh, you guys don't have to wait for 1K members. Can't take pictures in the chat? Really, you can't. In what chat? This chat specifically? You should be able to. If I have removed that setting, then that's on me, actually. Okay. Well, see, let me just fix that very quickly. Because that shouldn't be like that. Only GIFs. Well, sorry, guys. Let me adjust that real quick. We seem to be heading to current low of day, finally. So let me just frame that, because I am holding a short right now. Alright. So, in this chat, you should be able to... Oh, okay. Let me just adjust my stop loss, because I just hit my take profit. By the way, I just have a final one contract runner on this position, so nothing serious here. I'm currently up 5 grand on the day. And don't worry, in tonight's PA reviews, I will share all of these trades. Alright, so send attach files is what you need for send image. Can you guys confirm that you can now send images, please? ES is very close to these lows, so I'm actually expecting ES to catch up to NASDAQ and not just stop here. So I'm going to plot my higher time frame standard deviations, nothing on the 15, so I'm going to head to the 5-minute, plot these levels for any potential continuation opportunities. Yeah, 4 standard deviation is lower. I'm going to remove my other levels so that I can extend the lines to the right and have these levels plotted so I can utilize them. Beautiful delivery. 5,700 on the day right now. Love to see it. The draw, 18647.5. What is that level? 647.5. If I look, oh, it's probably that new week opening gap, right? Is that a new day opening gap? Yeah, new day opening gap. 646. You know what? For me, guys, it's that simple. 4 standard deviations to the tick before retracement. Come on, man. How can it be this clean always? It's just nice to see. You love to see it. Thursday of NFP week consolidation would be reasonable to expect movement Friday. Indeed. Where did you short? I missed the initial short. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, but once we had that confirmation here, I did take the short. So lower time frame unicorn. This seems to be a 15-second unicorn. Was initially a scalp, but after we confirmed by invalidating this inversion fair value gap, stops were above this level. We traded back into it, pushed back lower. 10 a.m. open high, redistribution into that 10 a.m. That is beautiful. Definitely was framing high probability longs, but as I said at the beginning, you have to adjust to market conditions, not expect. So I had to adjust my idea to look for shorts. We could still frame longs, right? Because as I said, what we are seeing right now is sell side of the curve. We have a beautiful consolidation. Now our terminus has been met, current low of day is met, but on both assets. So now I need a lot of divergence to form a reversal, which I mean, last chance to me is, well, 10:30 and that 10:50 to 11:10 macro. We do have that 11 a.m. news with FOMC members speaking, so we could see that reversal happen there. But is it the highest probability idea? Not at all, right? So I don't want to frame my idea off of this, but yeah, it is still possible. I didn't want to say that. Our 4 standard deviations hit. I do have a runner. My stop is currently at current low of day. It is not a stop placement based on anything other than what I am willing to give back for this position. If it goes back to current low of day, that was my final take profit. So I just want my runner to be worst case scenario at my final take profit so that no matter what, I'll be happy with the result. And don't worry, as I said, we'll be sharing all these trade ideas. Well, I'll be re-explaining the trade ideas, but explaining my executions there. But it was not a high probability short. I missed the high probability short. I always frame around A plus setups, A setups, A minus setups. This was an A minus setup, so to me that was half risk. I took one short. I also took a long, had an initial position here long. We were live together, right? I wanted to see the inversion of this gap, wanted to see us push higher. Once we did that, I already had one contract taken out. I believe I said it live. I don't know if I told you guys, but I believe I said it. Already had one contract taken out, broken even the rest. Let's see how we dig past these standard deviations. Whoa, man. Why the fuck are you sending this here? That is one hot dog. That is some crazy stuff right there. But yes, I guess you see a unicorn up there. We are going to revisit this in tonight's PA review, right? The fact that we are live streaming now doesn't mean there won't be a PA review. But it's nice sometimes for you guys to see the same logic I utilize in the PA reviews, but utilize live, how I interact with price, how I come to conclusions. We're definitely falling right now, so I'm going to hold this runner. As I said, stop at current low of day. Very happy with the results currently. I just hit that 6K thresh mark. Since I'm live streaming, and it has been a while, I am not copy trading all of my accounts. I'm copy trading half. So when I say half risk, I don't mean half risk on all accounts. I just mean I'm trading half my accounts. Just simpler for me for organization's sake and to keep that equity curve realistic. And I always, whenever I do half risk, I always trade the same account groups. So I have an account group that is for all my accounts, so it's called main. And I have an account group for my half risk account that is called half risk protocol. So it's just basically copy trading the same accounts always. Yeah, we do have lower draws, right? As I said, at this point in time, you could frame shorts and longs, but both were low probability. High probability shorts were earlier in the day, but I really didn't want to see us go higher. But as we framed here with our SMT taking out our objective, and from our pre-market analysis, what was our objective? Equal highs above. That ES did take out, forming SMT, higher time frame point of interest. We had higher probability shorts over there. I see us slowing down here, which often leads to a deep retracement, so I'm going to tighten my stop at actually the high of this gap. I really don't want to see it trade above this. Well, actually, I'm going to give it 2-3 handles here. Just sometimes it will wick into that gap. As I said, when I have consecutive gaps, I tend to just group them together, right? Just for ease of use. And when we slow down like this, we tend to see some sort of heavy spike up. So if that spike goes above this level, I'm just not interested. I'm very happy with my results for the day right now, and I do not need more, even though it could keep going down. Curious if we continue or reclaim the current order block on the 15-minute. We could go back. We could go back, but I mean, very aggressive delivery and quite a big range, right? If we go real quick here and we go to the hourly, we'll see power of 3. I want to see daily power of 3, which seems to be hidden. 345 handles currently. That's quite a normal range, right? What I see is we had aggressive buy side, aggressive sell side delivery. So we could see some retracement, sure. But best case scenario, I want to see price really distribute now. But I mean, it's Friday. It's NFP Friday. We could just see a retracement and then consolidation until a daily close. Everything is random, Rasair. Everything. Price is random. Don't worry about it. What is that point of interest, Chris? I'm curious. What is it based off of? Order block and standard deviation of the Asian range. Awesome. But yeah, now that current low of day has been taken, I don't see any sort of reversal possible. Well, we'll have to wait until that 11 a.m., right? That news got added later on. As you can see from my early week, that's why I post the pictures, by the way, because sometimes there are some news that get added because some important members have some events that they're speaking at. So if you look at when I did my weekly outlook and we had that picture with all the news from the week, we didn't have any sort of late AM news. But now we have an FOMC member speaking at 11. We have a clear sell side delivery of a market maker model. So we could see buy side of the curve come in today, or we could see it coming next week, right? But we could frame some longs possibly if the structure confirms it at 11 a.m. What are these notifications? Reposted by Emil. Awesome. Hope you guys went on Twitter and saw that little sneak peek we had of the Right Statistics app. You know what? All of you guys being here supporting the stream right now, we're going to end it with a little extra sneak peek of some data. Some of the Right Statistics app data, seeing the progress. Would you guys like that? Have a little walkthrough of maybe one page of the Right Statistics app? Okay. I'll take that. I'll take those emojis and that GIF as a yes. Fair enough. But yeah, clearly bearish delivery. I'm just holding my runner right now. Almost at that 7 grand mark. Truth is, never gonna be happy with the results, so I'm just trailing aggressively. Do I see SMT here? Almost having ES trade back into that gap. That would have justified a trail of my stop to this level. I'm actually going to trail it either way. This is what I do when I trail aggressively, just because, as I said, the results are great, right? I don't need more money, so why try and force more out of the market? I'm just going to ride this final leg, and then if we start retracing, I don't want to go through that drawdown. Especially since right now I'm trading Apex account, live trailing drawdown. So I don't want to mess around with that too much. I don't yet have a buffer on these accounts. And I'm trying a new risk protocol for Apex. Top Step, very simple, very clean. But Apex, I am trying a new risk protocol to handle these retracements better with my trailing drawdown curve, if we can say it like that. Same thing, won't speak on it as of yet because I have yet to have enough data on it, just like that news framework, right? News raid framework. But once I have more data, I'll gladly share it to the public. You guys know me. I don't really gatekeep a lot of stuff. I do gatekeep some, keep it for the private students, but just the stuff that can be really useful and is pretty straightforward, I tend to just share with everyone. Right? I mean, I've made threads with some incredible data. You guys just had to work for it. Standard deviations are the shit. Trust me, guys. I have some bots running on some deep standard deviation logic, and they are performing extremely well. And sometimes outperforming me, even. So, definitely, if I had one thing I'd tell you guys to study, is standard deviations, and more specifically, when standard deviations work. Definitely one thing. And standard deviations for me are associated with breakers, right? Always. So, what I'm telling you guys is study when breakers work and how price interact with the standard deviations of these breakers. That's simple. So basically, backtest the rise model and draw your standard deviations. You will thank me for that shit. ICT 2.0 or what? Look, I've always been very straightforward with my thought process on ICT. Love the guy. Wouldn't be where I am today without him sharing what he has. He has contributed to the space greatly, but I don't like how he teaches. I get why he does it, right? He wants to basically make people work for it very much, and I do too on some stuff. I just closed my runner, by the way, invalidating this gap. Pretty aggressive. I just don't want to have that drawdown, so I just closed it right here. Very happy with the results here. But as I said, it's just he makes people work very hard for it, and I get the point, but some concepts shouldn't. Some concepts, like Power of 3, for example, should just be explained at length without the need for anything else. At least that's my thought process. That's how I think. But some deeper logic may be gatekeeped to the ones that put in the work. At least that's how I do things. Usually I'd end the stream here, by the way. We had nice delivery. We had a few opportunities, but since we have that 11 a.m., I'm kind of curious to see how we interact, so I'm going to keep it running for another 30-40 minutes or so. I'm really interested to see how we utilize this, and more specifically, if we do reverse at this 11 a.m. So we're just going to be chilling here for a sec. Anytime you want to see some sort of reversal that is bigger than just, I'm not looking at a 1 minute reversal, right? I'm looking at a reversal to at least cause a retracement in my intraday time frame. I need more than just price. I need time to align. So I need that reversal to happen at a key time for me to trust it, for me to frame it as high probability, which means that I can't just have structure form here and then confirmation. Sure, that frames it. No, I need for it to happen at a specific time or at a specific time window in a candle. Never mind PA tonight. Yes. Can you review real quick the trade so I can make a nice edit? Yeah, no. As you said, Emil, we'll have complete PA review tonight, and I'll show the executions and everything. Why not? I'm done for the day, ending the day at 6.7. So quite happy. Very good day. Very good results. My emotions might not be showcasing it, but I'm extremely happy with these results. It's just that as a trader, you learn to detach from the progress, from the result. So sometimes having days like this, definitely not the best. But today it actually really helped me to be talking to you guys live because I can't change my mind because I just said it to you guys. So anything I say is very thought of. Any part of my analysis, I put extra pressure on myself since I now have an audience. And I get why sometimes that could be bad. And as I was thinking of doing these, and at the beginning, this really stressed me out because I was underperforming due to that pressure. But I mean, today it was exactly the opposite effect. You guys being here actually helped me perform. So thank you. And for the future, I am looking into the legislation of it, but maybe for the future I will be sharing trades live like I have done before. It's just with the community growing and all of that, I am in talks with my lawyer. I need terms of use. I need to understand how Discord does that. Because if I did it on YouTube, I could have some disclaimers and then be fine with it. But on Discord, I need to look into the specific laws of it. Thank you, Risay. I'm just real, I guess, is the best way to put it. Trading's hard, man. And it's always like that. And I do have some shortcomings. And my shortcomings currently as a trader are always linked to psychology. And so I feel like the more value I can provide to you guys is through understanding how I think and why I think some things. And I'm not perfect, dudes. And I really did think that this morning would be bad, by the way. I said it yesterday. I did think that this morning would be bad. But beautiful day. I think connection speed is better on YouTube, 3 seconds. Yeah, Discord has a little bit of a delay, but once you have your Discord boosted, like it is currently level 3, I waited a while to do that, and then some people boosted it, and right now I'm paying for I'm paying for boost, so the Discord is level 3, or Nitro, and so that delay goes down to a second, and I can stream in 4K if I want to. I can't because I have 2 TradingView instances. I have music playing. I have Trade of 8 instance, and I'm recording all of this, so I cannot be streaming to you guys in 4K, but you can. Like, how many in audience? 16 at the moment. I think we peaked at around 19. Nice little audience, as I said earlier, but can never repeat it enough. Nice to have you all with us. 21. Awesome. I hope you guys see value in these because they don't happen often. When they do, yo, I just thought of this, guys. We're keeping the streak alive. Keeping the streak alive. I believe the only loss we have while live trading is when we did FOMC. We had 1 loss and then just no trade because there was no high probability objective. And that is the time where my electricity cut off and the whole recording corrupted. So it's kind of funny to see that the only time where I lost in a live stream is the one that's not recorded. But I like to remind it because I did lose in the live stream once. It seems that anytime I live stream, well, I don't want to attribute it to luck because, as I explained before, I really do think it's the pressure from wanting to perform in front of people, but not really that. That was when it was bad for me to stream. It's because I wanted to perform in front of people. Right now, it's more so that I put more weight on my word. So I try to really think out my ideas 2 times before saying it to you guys because I associate myself with that idea and my name with that idea. And yeah, I always make mistakes. Like this morning, I didn't instantly see the short, which I should have due to the SMT, but uncorrelated markets at the beginning, so to me that was a little hard to frame shorts at that point because we still could have reversed and went to the upside. We're digging, boys. I just want to notice, like, if you were in that initial, you're getting paid right now. Beautiful. Took me some time to see the small ass bearish fair value gap, 935 or something. I think it was like 932. Yeah, 932 right here. That is a small little guy, but it is there. It is there. There is also a fair value gap here through time distortion. This is a concept I have yet to see ICT talk about, but very simple. When there's time distortion, where there's consolidation, you disregard everything that's going on. So this fair value gap, even though it's been closed through many times, it was during consolidation. So we reclaimed that at open. Something I utilize quite a bit, actually. I might want to speak on this, but I feel like anytime you bring out some new concept, new theory, it just sounds so bad. It's nothing new. It's a fair value gap, and through my understanding of price, I know that time distortion happens, consolidation happens. What happens during consolidation is not important to me. So if a gap gets invalidated throughout consolidation, to me it's not invalidated and can be reclaimed, right? Trade back into it, pretty much. Did you guys get that? Understand that? I have a new candle open right here, right? New 15-minute, always framing 15-minute open, high, low close. Very aggressive close on that 15-minute here. Let's revisit our higher time frame, see what we're heading to. We did reach these. Yeah, I mean, no other place to go, right? I am gonna just, is this a new day opening gap? No, new week opening gap. So let me just see if I can get that plotted. I want to see the lower new week opening gap. It should be plotted right now. The indicator's having a rough time, I think. It is the new day opening gap from the 2nd of August. That's far. Can we please see it? I guess not. That's fucked up. Kryptonite is a crazy name. Yeah, I kind of want to make my own new week opening gap indicator, but maybe at some point. Spike up into the gap, continuation lower. Truth is, the only reason I'm staying as far possible, news 11 a.m. reversal, because other than that, I don't want to look at shorts. Sauce time app. No, I don't want to be stuck on time, so I'm gonna wait until once we're done engaging with price. And as I said, I want to see that 11 a.m. But just at the end of this stream, we will showcase the app. If you guys gotta leave and do something, go ahead, and I'll be tagging in general when we go over the app, so no worries about that. But I'm still gonna chill here until 11 a.m., see how the news interacts. I'm definitely not gonna be trading it. Might demo trade it, actually, so let's connect that paper trading. Don't disregard the P&L on that paper trading account. I had some fun. It was at 1.3 million before I reset it. I think it was 3 weeks ago. I try to use my paper trading to get used to bigger numbers because I have that problem, and Matt is gonna laugh once again, but I have a big problem with risking a lot of money. No, not 500 contracts, not that bad. But it's just, I need to get used because I want to move 100% to live at some point, and I need to get used to seeing 50K risk on a trade, 25K risk on a trade, on one trade, right? Not split into accounts because that's easy on the mental, but in one account. So anytime I take a paper trading trade, I try to keep my risk between 50 and 100 grand. Pause magazine. You know what? I'm gonna plot manually the new week opening gap because I want to see it. Stand right. Let's have that middle line as well. Not far. It's a very old new week opening gap, so I don't get any conclusions out of this, but I can still utilize it. Heading to monthly wick CE. Indeed, we should be. If it's an open low, which is what I'm framing it as right now, right? Forming the swing point and then expanding higher, it is a very aggressive September open low. But as I said, that's how I'm framing it as. We should dive all the way down to that new week opening gap, but as I said, right? 11 a.m. news. Let's see how we interact with it. For now, we're just chilling. I do have some music, so I'm vibing here. I want to find a way. I could put music here with Pancake, but the thing is, when it has music, like if you guys notice, if you're in the events quite a bit, anytime I stop the music and start the event, I leave the call and join back because if not, my sound does not work. So it's just about that, and that's why I can't put music like not loud music at the same time that we're doing this. So I need to find another way to showcase music. Maybe just having YouTube in the background with my stream, but then I go into copyright issues, so I just need to play always non-copyright music. And truth is, I fucking love my playlist, so it's gonna be hard. From monthly analysis, NQ monthly C lines up with the daily volume imbalance, weekly high. Awesome. Can't fake it, dude. How much is it? $1,000 on one contract. I'm calculating some stuff in my head right now. $1,000 is should be 50 handles, right? Yeah, 50 handles. I'm just thinking of some potential retracement opportunities. And I'm also looking at one of my bots perform something right now. It's really going to be framed. I'm going to mark this out a little bit bigger so it's easier to see. This is our news. I am robot. Okay, dude. Watching paint dry. Currently listening to Hall of Fame by The Script and William. Well, Will I Am. That song is something else. You guys have probably seen. I have quite a different taste in music than most people. I listen to a shit ton of country music, a little rock here and there, but basically, in general, I just like happy fucking music. Hall of Fame, dude, crazy. You'll be a champion sitting in the Hall of Fame. Think I'm not listening to that shit? Of course I am. You need my playlist? I can share it. Well, it's actually not a playlist right now. I just like songs and then just shuffle through them. I'll make a playlist with it and I'll actually share it. It's a great idea, Riser. Rice playlist. Nah, I wouldn't go that far into branding. But yeah, for sure I'll share my playlist. It's a great idea, actually. Imagine it's not good. Wow. How dare you, Chris? No, but there's a lot of songs people won't like in there because, as I said, it's pretty much a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I guess there's songs for everything. See, right now it's playing "Let Her Go" by Passenger. So that's like a slow song. That's like a fucking romantic song. Ali has Adele. No, I don't. But I could. I could. I'm thinking of a song. I went to Florida when I was young, and I remember the whole week the same Adele song played on the radio. I don't remember the name of the song, but dude, that song could be in my fucking playlist just because of the memories. Need the lights when it's burning low. We are diving into that NWOG finally. Where's that? ES must be really far from that NWOG. Yeah, it is. But it's diving into that gap with the volume imbalance, inversion fair value gap as well. Not looking at any sort of SMT because, like I said, I want to see time reverse before I look into price. Young Gravy Betty, Get Money. I might listen to that. I probably won't if I'm being honest. When I see Young in a title, I do have some rap, but I prefer some OG rap more so. I have some Travis Scott in there, a little bit of some I'm always thinking Ye Kanye in there. Always calling him Ye. I do listen to some rap, have a shit ton of Eminem and 50. Make Money song. That's the Make Money song. Alright, I'll look into it for sure then. It would fit with the current day. My fucking reaction to today's PNL is pretty much very much smaller than it should be. I'm quite happy. I just did it all with you guys. But I kind of don't want to talk about PNL if I didn't share my trade specifically, which is why I hate this right now because I did it in the past. I just shared all my trades. Right now I do have to protect myself legally and protect the rise for the future. So I just didn't want to take the risk for today until I have some deeper information. But once I do, trust me, guys, we'll be back to sharing trades when we do these. As I said, it's not going to be an everyday thing, right? Once or twice a month. Maybe once we have a premium subscription, the app is pretty much done coding, have a little more free time, I might do these more regularly. Is Matt still here? Matt might at some point do these. He showed a little bit of interest, and I would love to have Matt representing Rise for some live trading events. Hear that shit, Matt? Did I hear my name? Yes, I said that I would love to have you representing Rise with some live trading streams at some point. Darrell, if I start live streaming once a week, we'll get 50 to 100 viewers in less than a month. I know that. I 100% know that. That is a certainty. That is not a maybe. But I don't want to do these every time. They take a lot of mental energy first, and also, this is not the kind of server I want to be. Maybe for the private subscribers at some point, so paying for a service, of course, but I want this community to be a community of grinders. And the PA reviews give you so much value if you really look into it. So just follow those, right? I want to be a studying place, a place where people can come to study and learn how to trade and not see someone trade necessarily all the time. I want to have this be a treat, right? Once in a while we do these. And it's a treat, as I said. Let's see how we interact with this news. We did hit our NWOG, which can be framed as a higher time frame point of interest. You're in you're in long? You're in a trade? Is that what you're saying? Please tell me that's that what you mean. We have Waller speaking here in a few seconds. No, he meant he's down. What do you mean? Oh, he's all right. Sorry, I just read that a little late. Great to hear then. All right, I'm gonna remove this line so we can actually see the candle. He's just starting to speak. We could see a lot of things happen. Moving to the upside right now. As you can see, I have my bullish liquidity objective. Let's plot that out on ES2 for SMT's sake. Clearly seems to be some forming at the moment. Well, there's your retracement, guys, right? 1050 to 1110 retracement objective. It doesn't seem to want to give you an entry, but this is all low resistance. So if we leave some of these swings open, we could have an opportunity. But yes, definitely more bullish. If I just put the point here so you guys can see the equivalent swings, right? Let's just put that fair value gap actually. Let's just put that line at that fair value gap. Make it blue. Just so you guys can have a reference to seeing the same level on two different assets. So definitely ES being more bullish. But beautiful delivery right out of that POI. Chris, you gotta understand, I don't know Goldback, so half the images you sent, I don't understand shit. Please provide an explanation. 15-minute. No need to retrace to a premium, clearly very bearish distribution. So we don't have to see a deep retracement into a premium array, which I would frame, again, this fair value gap. As I said earlier in the stream today, if it was important on the buy side, right, it's also important on the sell side. This is something that can probably help a lot of you guys. Now, large gap coming from news. What do we look at? Quarters, always. Here, let me just remove all of these standard deviations level all the way to -6 that we just hit beautifully. Quarters of this gap. Tell me if you're going back up. Maybe revisit this previous swing point that, as I stated, is an important swing point for liquidity's sake. All of this is low resistance. It only took out the first one, but on ES, it took out all of them and even retraced into that fair value gap, which if we look on a 15, same gap, on a 5-minute to compare both. That is a premium array in the 5-minute. So we'll have to see. But we could frame some sort of continuation unicorn there to the upside. But it is not high probability. Why? Because we do not need to retrace higher. We could, 100%. We could now have a deep retracement higher, but we don't need to. So that makes it low probability. When I frame a trade, I frame it based on what I need it to see. That chart is just highlighting a potential 3-minute flip, but there was some confluence for long with valid lows. 100%. 100%. There was a long opportunity before this move with the news, and with this retracement into the fair value gap, there is a long opportunity. Just not the cat that I'm interested in. And especially seeing the 15-minute delivery, I could see us, well, probably continue and then form a swing point in this gap before continuing lower. But just off the divergence, I would like to see us invalidate this gap. You guys have a great rest of the day. Stay green, everyone. 100%, Chris. Have a great day, brother. Yep. Just from the 15-minute delivery, the 1 hour currently open high, right? If I just put that chart back in the hourly, right? Open at 11 goes to put up a high. If I just add a custom level very quickly, let's set that up for 11 a.m. And let's set that, yeah, just keep the default text actually. With my indicator, by the way, just plotting a custom opening price. As you can see, open high, forming SMP, right? Divergence with the swing points higher that we did not visit. Let me just mark it out so you guys can visualize it. Framing short continuations, right? Is this an opportunity I would take? No, because if I was short, I've been short for a while and out of my trade for a while, or currently have a runner. I didn't want to live through this deep retracement, so as I told you guys, I did stop it out right here. Missed out on quite a bit, but I mean, I was up 6 grand on the day. Quite happy with the results here. If I can keep this consistently, then I don't need shit. And 6 grand based on X number of accounts, well, you guys do the math. I'm always going to be happy with returns like these. Bot commands. But yeah, invalidating this gap. Honestly, we could see some sort of PM reversal. But as I always say, Friday PM session is not where I like to engage with price. So to me, that's just done for the day. Of course, with my results oriented, I'm done for the day since a while ago. But I don't see any valuable other trade opportunities. Maybe inverting this gap could give you a scalp opportunity to fill this new week opening gap a little bit more. But to me, that's all there is, right? The only opportunity. So if we flip that 11 a.m. open, possibly consider a short opportunity. If not, I'll just feel like we would have a high resistance retracement to the upside. 6K times 30 days. I don't make 6K a day, Risayer. This is not standard. My average return must be around 2K. So winning days around 2K, losing day around 750. And I'm talking per account, right? Because I have multiple prop firm accounts. So that would be the average. But my big days range from having a 3-4K day. This whole thing is a scam then. What do you mean, Risayer? You can't even make 6K a day. Okay, that was sarcasm. I was trying to detect what was going on. If I can't even make 6K a day, then that's a scam. 30 days a month. You need to make 6K every day. I like that. I like that. I like that banter. But no, it's funny because I actually scaled down. And Matt will flame me for this shit because he's always laughing at me like, why do you not scale up? You should always be scaling up if your consistency remains constant. But truth is I have a lot of other projects that I'm working on, and I'm not yet comfortable with scaling up more. I'm quite comfortable with risking a total of about 20-25 grand. So at any point in time, I'm always risking 20 to 25 grand on most trade ideas, except when I'm half risk, of course, where I'm closer to 15, 10 grand. And I understand that is not the best way to make more money. 100%. I agree. But I've just come to a certain point in my life and in my development as a trader where I'm just happy with the results I get and I don't need to make more money. And I know that's the pussy mentality, but that's my conservative approach, right? I'm being conservative. I'm quite happy with what I get right now. So I'm not looking for more. But yes, Matt, at some point, but basically, my whole plan for 2024 was to scale up in capital, not scale up in risk. Keep the same standard risk and just gain more capital and trade more capital. So I'm slowly but surely compounding my personal account, which is currently up 300%. So I'm quite happy with the year to date right now. We've had a crazy volatile year right now. And by the way, year, I am framing all of 2024, right? So just quite happy with what I got right now. Some things got in the way though. Doing 7 things at the same time gets to you. Yeah, 100%. But I like the direction we are going with Rise. I like what we're doing. I like where it's heading. So I don't mind spending a lot of time doing that. And yes, does it mean I have less time to train myself to be more comfortable with risking 50, 100K per trade idea? Yeah, sure. It's all fake capital at the end of the day. Well, not all, because I do trade my personal account as well. But all my prop firm capitals, I mean, my investment is 200 to 500 bucks per account, right? It's not the 10 grand I'm going to be risking on it, whatever. But it's just not a priority for me. As I said, I'm quite comfortable. I guess my phone background has never been more true. My iPhone background is complacency is the enemy of progress. I'll send it in chat right now. If you guys want it, I'll send the full picture. I really don't mind doing that. I just joined on my phone actually. Let me just do this. Sorry guys, as I was sending the image, it kicked me out because I joined on my phone. But I'm back. Can you guys hear me all right? Just making sure. Awesome. But yeah, My phone background has never been more true. My trading has become complacent. I am very conservative. I'm happy with not much, but I like it that way for now. For the rest of 2024, I'm going to be chilling on that, working on some statistics side of things. And on that note, right, we're seeing a continuation to the downside. This inversion fair value gap after flipping the open, right? I'm looking at this gap specifically here. Might be easier to visualize if I just make this a little uh, more, I'm forgetting the word, but more, well, easier to see, right? Let's just say that. But inversion fair value gap, flipping the open. This is, I would call this an A continuation setup, right? Because there's SMT. This, you do have a breaker block once we trade below this low, inversion fair value gap. Quite a decent setup. But as for price, we are now done for the day. We're going to call it here, but as I promised, I am going to open that Rice Statistics app and show you guys here in a second.